must be the greatest. I told the world, I thought the God ever gave. The best ever.
Welcome to the DL Boxing Podcast. I am your host, Coach D, along with co-host neighborhood hero Ryan Rios and Bad Chaz, where we talk about the sport you and I love, boxing. Welcome, everybody. This is episode 39. Thank you guys for tuning in. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, let him know what's on tap, brother.
Yeah, we had some great fights this weekend, man. Let's talk about that fight recap and these great upcoming fighters that we had.
Yeah, some great performances. Yes. Absolutely. Bad Chaz, what else do we have on tap, man?
Oh, you know what? We're going to talk about fight week, and it's going to mention some of the fights that are coming up this weekend. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned and hear what's going on.
That's right, man. All right, guys, it's time to recap the fights. Let's start off by mentioning congratulations to Federico Pacheco Jr. He scored a stoppage victory over Oscar Heredia. He improves his record to 4-0 with 3 knockouts. Congratulations, Federico Pacheco. All right, guys, let's talk about the main event, which is Federico's brother, Diego Pacheco. He scored an impressive 4th-round TKO over Manuel Gallegos. Bad Chaz, Diego Pacheco looked improved. He showed some nice skills in that ring and stopping a tough Gallegos. What do you think, man?
Oh, man, it was just entertaining to watch him get in the ring, man. He's always kind of showing us more and more each time. And it was nice to kind of see him work up against a pressure fighter, somebody that's kind of pressing forward on him and kind of see how he reacts to it, how he reacts to getting punched and going backwards. And I think that he did good, man. He took him back to the center of the ring and kind of had his way with him. And I think that he ultimately had the, the better shot placement and the better punch selection. I think his opponent, he kind of just had, the basics, but Pacheco, he's the real deal, and I see him coming around the corner, and he's going to be, one of the names that's in the hat with the bigger names.
Yeah, and he is the real deal. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, like Bad Chaz mentioned, Gallegos was a come forward guy, strong chin, right? He was taking those shots from Pacheco. So what does Pacheco do, right? When someone has a strong chin, you got to hit him
to the body,
right? And then what happened, brother?
He's dangerous, man, and he has an arsenal, dude. So, like, if the head's not there, he's gonna find an opening, dude. He's gonna go to it, and that's what he did.
He find it, right?
He went to the body, man, and made quick work of him, dude. But he's just dangerous, like I said, dude. Has all the skills you want to see in a young fighter, and just, man, that skyrocket. He's skyrocketed in my book, man.
Yeah, it was an impressive performance. Like you said, that a body shot, like he knew, okay, he's taking these shots to the head pretty well. And it just as the commentator said, a body shot would do something. And sure enough, he goes to the body, hits that liver, down goes Gallegos. Gallegos makes it up to his feet, but Pacheco goes in for the kill and gets the stoppage victory, improving to 19-0 with 16 knockouts. Bad Chaz, I would love to see him fight a Berlanga. What do you think, man?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Berlanga, he's coming back into the fight game, and I think that they're both young, and I think that they're both talented, and you know what, I'm just a big Pacheco fan, so I would love to see that fight.
Yeah. The future's bright for Pacheco.
It is,
right?
It is. Yeah.
So congratulations, Diego Pacheco, on your victory. All right, guys, let's move on to the next fight where we had Jojo Diaz score a unanimous decision over 10 rounds over Jerry Perez. Jojo Diaz, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, he looked impressive in this fight. Every round, he was the busier, more accurate fighter, and just wanted it more. How'd you see that performance, man?
No, I seen it the same way, dude, and his defense looked a lot better too. And I like the way he came out because I thought he was going to come out a little tentative and start slower, but he didn't, man. He stuck to that game plan, and he came forward, and that's his style, and you got to stick to what you know.
Right,
he looked good. I want to see him fight Linares, man. Dude, I want to see him set up a good match like that.
I think Linares did call him out, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, with this fight, he breaks Jojo Diaz breaks a 3-fight losing streak, which is great to get on the winning column. Bad Chaz, a fight with the Jorge Linares, both veterans. That would be quite a fight. What do you think, man?
Oh, man, it'd be interesting. Like, I think that, whenever you look at what are the other options on the table for Diaz at this moment, kind of like you said, he got to win finally after 3 losses. It's like, what are his other options? Like, you don't necessarily want him to go in there and take a risk. You kind of want him to kind of get more of a reward than anything and kind of stay in the division, stay in the fight business. I don't want him to see him go anywhere. So I think that, Linares would be a good matchup.
It would be a great matchup. Well said, guys. Congratulations, Jojo Diaz, on your victory. All right, guys, let's talk about the Showtime main event where it featured Jaron Boots Ennis with a 10th round knockout over Roiman Villa. Man, this was a great fight, guys. And neighborhood hero Ryan Rios, man. Roiman Villa was the man who scored an upset victory over Rashidi Ellis. Just like a come forward fighter, almost remind me like a Margarito, right? Takes 2 to give 1, right? But This was a good test for Boots Ennis, but man, Boots Ennis passed it with flying colors, right?
He did, man. And you know what? I thought Villa was going to put on more of a brawler performance. You know, I thought he was going to go in there and dude. Yeah. No, you're right. He did, but I thought he was going to bully him more and push him against the ropes and be more physical. And he kind of just tried to counterpunch with Boots, and you can't do that. You know what I mean? Anybody that tries he's just too quick.
Oh yeah,
he has that great speed, timing and power. So I wish Villa would have just pressed him more, but more of like a bullying type of pressure, more of almost dirty boxing. But Boots is just that special, dude.
Yeah,
Boots put it on him whenever he wanted to, dude.
Well said. Yeah, I think it was more the specialness of Boots Ennis that neutralized the forward pressure of Villa, man. I mean, just that speed, Bad Chaz, just out of this world skills, right? The angles, the way he turned them, just the full package, man. What'd you think, man?
You know what? I've been a fan of Jaron Boots Ennis and kind of wanting to see where he goes. You know, I kind of watched him when he was a prospect, and now he's kind of, you know, developed into a contender with this division. And I just think that, you know, it's not like I expected it from him, but like you knew it was in him. And and I think that that's what we've seen this time. But, you know, watching Ennis, I think the thing that was the most impressive with me was, you know, I was concerned with him fighting Villa because Villa was coming forward, had his high guard, you know, and thought, you know what, he has the power and, you know, he has the knockout chance. And this is a good test for Ennis. But Ennis, you know, he showed that he could fight him inside the pocket and he could bang with him. And that kind of, you know, changed the direction of the fight for Villa, you know, because he wasn't allowing to kind of let him go in there and bang with him. And it kind of thrown Villa off. And, man, I think he put on a spectacular performance.
Yeah, I agree, man.
I'm just excited to see what's next for him.
Yeah, same here.
100%. That was so impressive. And I just give it up to Boots Ennis, man. That was that he like stamped his name with that performance. Like, hey, I'm here in the welterweight divisions. With that said, Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios with Spence and Crawford, you know, tied up. You know, they're having their fight July 29th, and I believe they have a rematch clause in there. So potentially they could, you know, fight themselves again in a rematch. So this leaves Boots Ennis out there without a title shot. Yeah. What are some of the guys you think that could, you know, keep him busy during this time?
I think Thurman for sure.
Right.
Ugas, and if you know, Ortiz doesn't get any better than that Stelionius. You know, any of those three, just to keep upping that level of competition, because you don't want to go backwards.
Or maybe even Danny Garcia too.
Oh yeah.
Or even Alexis Rocha. Yeah, there's names there for him, but. Yeah, Boots is that special, man. He looked impressive. Even when he did that little slow motion and
that was beautiful.
Dip and just uppercut and cross, man. It was just beautiful.
I think what makes it nice is that at 147 pounds with PBC, he has options on the table in the meantime of what plays out with the Spence and Crawford. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, when you look at like Golden Boy at their 147 pounders and them trying to keep the belts in house or trying to keep their fighters active, you know, instead of being like held hostage in the meantime, Jaron Boots Ennis he's in a perfect situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, he can't go backwards from here on out. It's just you know, upgrading that level of competition, and I think he's gonna shine, man. He's gonna be the man to really you know, maybe defeat the winner of Crawford Spence.
Yeah, but he's still young. He's still young. Yeah. So he has time, and I think Spence and Crawford, after they settle whatever they settle, they're probably going to move up and they might not be there for him.
Yeah, right.
So he's going to have to chase them. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true, man. But congratulations, Jaron Boots Ennis, on your spectacular victory. All right, guys, it's Fight Week. All right, guys, let's preview the fights that are coming up on DAZN. And the first one we want to talk about is the undisputed junior lightweight champion, Alycia Baumgardner. She will take on Christina Linadatou in a 10-rounder. This is a rematch, guys. Christina Linadatou is the fighter that gave Alycia Baumgardner her first loss, Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios. Yeah. So this is actually pretty interesting, you know, in that viewpoint. We were looking at the first fight, and which took place like 5 years ago, and Baumgardner looked totally different then, right? So, I mean, what's your take on this fight?
It's very interesting, man, because like you said, it kind of looked like Christina made easy work of Baumgardner, man. She looked fatigued. She looked smaller. She just looked like she was struggling to even like put a combination together, man. And Christina just took it to her and won that fight pretty easily, in my opinion. But again, like you said, Baumgardner is coming on late, dude, and she's coming on strong, and she's hungry. She's determined.
Different fighter now, yeah.
Different fighter, dude. So, it's hard to say where Christina's at now, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting matchup, dude. And I can't wait to see it. And I think Baumgardner, she learned from her loss. and she comes out and she's going to be the favorite, obviously.
Yeah.
But man, that Christina looked very impressive to me their first fight, and if she could do anything of the same, dude, she's going to make it difficult for Baumgardner, man.
Yeah, well said, neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. Bad Chaz. Baumgardner's lead jab, she kind of leaves it a little low for that overhand right to catch her on the chin, which we kind of saw in that first fight. Linadatou hitting Baumgardner. We saw that with Baumgardner's last fight as well. So I think she's gonna have to correct that, not get hit over the top of that jab. What makes this interesting is a lot of times certain fighters may have, some other fighters' number, right? This is what interests me. Like, does Christina have Baumgardner's number? What do you think, man?
Very well could be. You know what I mean? Because that was something that Christina capitalized on, during that fight that we watched. And, like you said, she leaves her hand down, and Christina's not going to, let that, slide. She's going to take full advantage of that. So I think that, Baumgardner, I think she's a little more seasoned for this fight. She's coming in with experience with Christina. And I think that, hopefully she knows that she needs to make some adjustments that are going to kind of keep her, winning the rounds, and just kind of not letting Christina fight at her pace, and just kind of just working the jab and just kind of keeping her at bay and just keeping her busy, because I think Baumgardner, she's a little bit of the bigger fighter. You know what I mean? I think that, when it comes to stature and stamina, I think Baumgardner is going to probably wear her down maybe later on.
Yeah, she's going to have to show improved stamina. Like we mentioned, that first fight, she struggled in the stamina department. So that is one improvement Baumgardner needs to have. But she's coming in as the undisputed champion. So like you said, she's probably the favorite. It's going to be interesting, guys. I want to see it. I want to see how much better Baumgardner has gotten since that fight. So don't miss Alycia Baumgardner versus Christina Linadatou. All right, guys. Talk about the lightweight division that's on fire. We have a great talent. We have Frank Martin taking on Artem Harutyunyan over 12 rounds. Both fighters undefeated. Frank Martin 17-0 with 12 KOs. Artem 12-0 with 7 KOs. Bad Chaz, we just love watching Frank Martin do his work inside
he's just so
ring,
entertaining to watch, man. He's a fan favorite style. He's a southpaw, you know what I mean? He has that like a controlled aggression, you know what I mean? He kind of knows when to go in there, kind of build up and then set his trap and land his heavy shots, you know what I mean? And I think that, going into this fight, he just looks like he's probably a little more skilled and has a little more tools in the bag. So I think that, he's probably going to get that guy out of there.
Yeah. Artem, neighborhood hero Ryan Reels, like Bad Chaz mentioned, maybe more straight up and down, right? Just come forward where Martin may expose some of the openings, right, with those angles. What do you think, man?
Yeah, he's going to expose them, definitely. And look where Martin's coming from, dude. He's coming from a great camp, dude. And look at the people he's sparring with, dude. The best in the world, dude. And he's not going to skip a beat, dude. He's probably going to make it fun like Boots Ennis did, and he's going to want to get some work in at the same time, but he wants a Peta, and I can't wait for him to get past this guy and hopefully set up a title fight or something with
that division's lit, man. Yeah,
it is, man. But great fighter, man. Great fighter.
I agree. Do not miss Frank Martin versus Artem Harutyunyan. All right, guys. And in the main event, we have the future Hall of Famer Nonito Donaire. He will take on Alejandro Santiago in a 12-rounder for the vacant WBC Bantamweight title. What can I say? Neighborhood hero Ryan Reels, Nonito Donaire was a favorite of mine. When I started watching boxing, that's how long he's been, in the game. 42-7 with 28 knockouts. He's 40 years old. He wants to gain another title. Yeah. I believe this is a vacant title that Inoue has vacated since he's moved up. Man, I would love to have him win that title and just ride off into the sunset, right? What's your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, same here, man. I think it's well-deserved that he gets that shot. And hopefully he goes out there with that winning mentality, dude, and he gets that victory, and whatever he does after that, I'm all for it too. If he wants to defend it or he wants to
go for the other ones, the other titles.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. Donaire, he deserves it. He earned it, dude, and I'm glad he gets that shot, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was my pleasure showing highlights of Nonito Donaire to you, Bad Chaz. Yeah. I was telling you that left hook is just incredible. What'd you think of those highlights?
Oh, man, his timing, man, and the way he lands that left hook right on the button, man, it's just beautiful, and he's perfected it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not miss Nonito Donaire versus Alejandro Santiago on Showtime.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
The Donaire vs. Santiago title fight has been postponed and rescheduled for July 29th, adding value to the Spence vs. Crawford Showtime pay-per-view.
All right, guys, it's time to talk about the current events in boxing. All right, guys, well, let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. And, well, he's fighting Charlo, right?
Yeah.
But not the Charlo we thought he was going to fight, right? He is fighting Jermell Charlo, the 154-pound undisputed champion, which is the, I don't know if they want to say the smaller, but he's the twin brother of Jermell Charlo that we all thought Canelo was going to fight, right?
Yeah.
So, man, this surprised everybody. It surprised me when I heard the news. Man, I guess this is the fight that we didn't know we wanted to see, right?
Yeah.
Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. That day I told you, man, I'm confused, right? I actually was posting the fight poster on our story on our Instagram, and I had tagged Canelo and I had tagged Jermell, and I posted it, and I kept looking at that fight poster, right? I'm like, why does Jermell have a lot of belts on him, right? Are they trying to trick us or something? and then I go into it more and read. It's he's fighting Jermell. Oh yeah, that makes sense. He's undisputed. I'm like, I take it down. I'm like, dude, I tell you guys, dude, he's fighting Jermell. I'm confused, man. I'm like, but like I told you guys, I'm sure after a few days after that, I was like, you know what, Jermell is actually number one, the more established Charlo, right? He's the more busier Charlo. And he may very well be the best Charlo right now at this time. So I'm like, you know what? It's actually not a bad fight. What do you think, Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios?
You know what? When I look at it too, and I see different sides of it, Jermell's dude not that much smaller than Canelo.
No.
And if you think about it, and they walk around at their walk around weight,
I think
Jermell's
he's
probably
bigger than Canelo.
bigger. He's
Right.
bigger.
Yeah.
So I don't see that as an advantage. I see Canelo was there once. He conquered it. And look at some of these other fighters like Tank making these stipulations and draining fighters. And then you got Shakur, who's a big, and he's fighting Oscar Valdez. And so it's time to get back. You know what I mean? It's time for Canelo to, make a reign too and make another run and just stamp his name in there, dude. So I don't see it as a bad fight.
No, me either. No.
But just same thing when Canelo fought Bivol. Bivol was a lot bigger. He was out man. Nobody said, Bivol's picking on a smaller man or anything. Yeah. So I shouldn't see Canelo getting that flack. You know what I mean? He's still fighting a guy that's pretty big, man, and well-rounded, dude. He's not fighting just some dude he can just walk all over, dude. I'm excited, dude. But again, like it left me scratching my head because I thought it was going to be the brother.
Well, it just surprises, right? Yeah, like I had I didn't even think about that as a possibility, right? But like I said, after a few days, I warmed up to the fight. Like I just mentioned, he's actually right now the better Charlo, the champion, more active.
I think it should be interesting. I mean, I think it's a good fight for Canelo. I mean, shit, he'll probably give him a run for his money.
I think so too, man. The more I think about it, because Charlo, he probably kills himself during that fight week to make that 154, man. And like I said, Jermell is just as big as Jermell, right? They're twins. So he's gonna be bigger than Canelo. But yeah, that is the fight, September 30th. Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. All right, guys. In other news, let's take a look at the heavyweight landscape. Just announced Anthony Joshua will have a rematch with Dillian Whyte, August 12th in London. They met back in 2015, their first fight where both of them were up and coming. They had a nice little war in which Joshua knocked out Whyte, I don't know, like 7th round with an uppercut. That seems to be Whyte's kryptonite, right? That uppercut. This is a good fight. This will be Anthony Joshua's second camp with Derek James. Bad Chaz, what do you think about this fight, man?
You know what? I think it's good. It sells out.
I think it's sold out already. It's sold out already.
If it makes money, it makes sense, I guess. I mean, I think that it's a good fight for both of them. They're kind of both at the tail end of it, and they're getting to reunite. So it's a perfect matchup at this point for both of them. And I hope that it's something that can kind of get Joshua back on that on that winning streak and kind of help build up his that thing that he has with engaging. You know what I mean, with his punishing his opponent. And not being afraid to kind of go in there and let your hands go. And I think that this is a perfect opportunity for him to kind of go into the ring and get back into that old rhythm.
Yeah, well said, Bad Chaz. This is, like I said, this is his second camp with Derek James, Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios. I think Joshua has more in the tank right now than Whyte in this point of their careers. So I'm expecting Joshua to actually look impressive and knock him out, man. What do you think, man?
I hope so. Yeah, and it's a grudge match. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's going to be in London, and they're rivals, dude. So there's a lot on the line. Not just for, you know, their record or whatever, but it's for their pride of their country. You know what I mean? So it makes it that more special. So I think both fighters are going to put on a great, they're going to match.
Leave it on the line.
Yeah, they're going to match what each other has to offer. And it's going to be a good fight, but I think Joshua goes out and he knocks him out, man.
Yeah, I believe so too. Yeah, so Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, August 12th in London. All right, guys, another heavyweight news. We have unified heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk. He will defend his titles against Daniel Dubois August 26th in Poland. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. Does Daniel Dubois give Usyk any adversity in this fight?
You know what? He's big, dude.
Right? Yeah.
And but Joshua,
chinny? He's probably chinny, a little chinny. I don't know,
dude. I just don't see Usyk. I don't know. I just don't see him giving him much trouble.
Yeah, unless Usyk doesn't train.
Yeah, he's just gonna outbox him, just hurt him to the body, just probably stop him, you know, in middle rounds. Outclass him. It's gonna be an easy win for Usyk, but I mean, man, like who else would you put Usyk up with right now?
I know. Well, he tried to fight Fury, and you know, for the undisputed. And unfortunately,
so stay busy fight.
Yes, to stay busy. I think it's a mandatory thing, if anything. Yeah, but that is the news. Oleksandr Usyk will take on Daniel Dubois August 26th in Poland. Bad Chaz, we got news that WBC and lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury will take on MMA's Francis Ngannou. That left me scratching my head, brother. What do you think about this announcement?
You know what? I'm not like thrilled about it, but at the same time, I just love Tyson Fury. So I mean, like I'm gonna watch that fight. You know, I mean, he's going about it. He's been there and back, man. It's a money fight. That's exactly what it is. It's just all about the money, and you know what I mean. He's at that point in his career where you know he can pick and choose.
Yeah,
you know, he's left us with a lot of great performances, and just to see him get back in the ring, you know, that's awesome. But I mean, we would like to see him fight Usyk or somebody.
Yeah, that's the last one he needs to
maybe
clear out of the way, right?
Maybe down the road or something they can work something out, you know, and financially it makes sense for everyone, and they can agree on it. But you know, we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and then money, finances. You hit it. You know, you hit the head on the nail on that, or the nail on the head. Francis Ngannou, he's MMA. They say he's a hard puncher. This gives me Mayweather-McGregor vibes, where McGregor really didn't have no chance in the boxing ring, right? And this is going to be in the boxing ring. So I think it's fair to say that Ngannou has a long shot to upset Fury, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he beats him. I know he's going to try to knock him out, though. I know he's going to throw some haymakers. You know, supposedly he's the strongest puncher in the world.
Right.
But it's one of those fantasy matches for me, you know, like just like Nick Diaz and Jake Paul. Man, I've been wanting to see that.
That's right.
And but yeah, dude, Fury's not going to lose, man. They're not going to let him lose, and it's just a payday. But hopefully none of them get hurt, man. I don't want to see Fury get hurt or, you know, his opponent get hurt, and I want to see him.
It's more of an attraction, right? Like a circus attraction. You know, people are intrigued. Oh, MMA fighter, you know, boxing champion. You know, So it's more of an attraction. But that is word that Tyson Fury will take on MMA's Francis Ngannou. Do we see a date for that?
I think there was.
There was, I don't think
remember.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
location. You guys have a
location? That's it. No, actually, we'll see. I'll see if I can find a picture and I'll post it on there for you guys to see. All right, guys. Well, any other current events? I think we covered pretty much
most of it. Yeah,
most of it. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our podcast. Neighborhood hero Ryan Rios. Any shout outs, brother?
Yeah, just shout outs to everybody that I gave the merch to, everybody from San Antonio to Riverside to here in the Valley, you know, and I see, you know, you guys posting stuff, you guys wearing it, really appreciate it. And thanks, you know, there's more to come. So stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you guys. Absolutely. Bad Chaz, any shout outs?
Oh, you know what? Just shout out to our subscribers and our fans, you know, always just giving us support and stuff, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, well said, guys. Last but not least, shout out to sound guy Rob, cameraman Liam. Thank you guys again. And again, for all our subscribers and viewers, thank you for tuning in. And with that said, guys, I am Coach D, along with co-host Neighborhood Hero Ryan Rios and Bad Chaz. And we're out, guys.